admired him for 40 years. And it's crazy because, you know, I remember seeing a film that came out recently with Aretha Franklin, and he was playing drums with her, and he's played with everybody. But the albums that like are revered that he's played with are the Steely Dan records. And my son Todd is like, you know, he's enthralled. And then here, check this out. For those musicians in the group, there's this thing called Rick Beato. He does all the videos. I know a lot of musicians know this. And he just came out with the top 20 drum grooves of all time. Number 3 was Jeff Beccaro for Rosanna. And number 2 is John Bonham, Fool in the Rain. And number 1 was this guy, because number 3 and number 2 copied him. Bernard Purdy is in the audience. Bernard, yo! Stand up, Bernard. Come on. The one and only. Crazy. So, I just want to introduce everybody in the band. We should probably resume playing in about 30, 40 minutes. I'm going to do this from the person that I've known the longest to some of the people that they're newer friends of 30 years. This guy is my friend from 50 years ago. I can tell you stories upon stories. We were 16 years old when we met each other in Albany, New York. He was a guitar player. I don't even know how he switched to bass. But he taught me like so many things. Like he taught me how to play, you know. Anyways, I still can't play it. We used to hang out. So we used to hang out in his Rambler. Was it the Rambler?
No,
Plymouth Satellite. One of them. We used to eat clam dip and chips and listen to new music. And we figured, you know, it was crazy because they wouldn't have CDs in those days. So we must have like had the records and put them on tape. And then we were listening to everything from Jeff Beck to Earth, Wind & Fire to Ohio Players to Kansas to like all the best music. He is my dearest friend of 50 years. I can't tell you how excited I am to have him up here. He quit playing bass about 20 years ago, and I dragged him back into playing. He was the best bass player in Albany, New York. And today he's the best bass player in the Tri-City area, which is now Troy and Schenectady as well. Let's hear it from my dear, dear friend, Tony Jones. Okay, let's see who else is old here. So Tony's played in so many bands, and I met these next two people from bands that he played in. And this gal over here you're going to see later, she's a kick-ass drummer on top of being a great singer. And I've known Penny for like 45 years, if I've known Tony for 50. And you're going to hear her sing. And what's that?
I think I was 8.
You were 8 years old, exactly. That's right, exactly. She was very young. So. She's awesome. Let's hear it for Penny Knight. Let's see, the guy on the drums, I don't know who he is. I put a newsletter out. I still don't know who this guy is. We don't really know his name. We call him the Wheeze. It's a long story. It stands for Weasel, and he just got that name along. His name is Tony Genevieve, but everybody calls him the Wheeze. He's arguably the best drummer who's up here tonight, you know, other than my son Todd and Jeremy and Evan and a couple other guys. But he's really good. Another one of my dear friends of like 45 years. Let's hear it for the Wheeze, Tony Genevieve. So, these guys over here, see that guy in the back? See, like, the one who's smiling? He thinks he's a better guitar player than me, and he's a keyboard player. We met in college, and I remember him coming to my room, and he was sort of a novice on guitar, and he's amazingly talented on guitar. He's an even better keyboard player. He thinks he's like the fastest guitar player in West Hartford, which I think he is, actually. So, at least on Connor Drive, exactly. From University of Hartford, my friend of like, again, 45, 46 years, that's Mark Tannenbaum on keyboards. So the guy sitting over here, we met at LaSalle Music.
You're losing. You better do Van Halen medley.
Okay, right. It's coming. Yeah, we're getting there. So we met at LaSalle Music with Jeff. He was the keyboard department guy. It was only a 2,200 square foot store, but it was it was a big keyboard department. I think it was like 8x6 or something like that. He's an amazing keyboard player, piano player, beautiful player. He's played on all of my records. We've known each other a really long time. What can I say? He's the ever talented, my dear friend, Jeff Batter. Okay, let's see. That gal on percussion over there, she used to work for us, which was...
And I quit.
And it was a shit show, let me tell you. Why we hired a musician, I have no idea. And before too long, we started calling her the tax matters partner, because she starts giving tax advice to our clients if we were busy. She didn't know what she was talking about, but they all believed her. She's a great percussionist. She's a really good singer-songwriter. She's an amazing lyricist. And tonight she's playing percussion. My dear, dear friend of 20-some-odd years, Jen Lowe.
Everybody gets a refund.
There's a joke in our office, like between my partner Don and I, like who's the better accountant? And I always tell clients, look, if you want your tax return done right, Don's your guy. If you want a refund, I'm your guy. So, so there's got to be an oddball guy in every group, and so we said let's go find some southern redneck guy from the South. And I met this dude from Ron Beanstalk. You know who Ron is shortly. And he's a singer-songwriter. He's been on the circuit playing the Hard Rock Cafe for a long time. And we met at NAMM, and we did a gig at NAMM. And it was really a lot of fun. So he owed me some money. So I said, you want to come up and sing? He's an amazing singer, an amazing guitar player. Let's hear it from Georgia, Savannah, Georgia, Thomas Claxton. Okay, lastly. So, JB said to me like 25, 30 years ago, he goes, there's a guy that you need to record with. He's like the best singer around, like in Connecticut. His name is Robbie LeBlanc. Beth and I went to a Toto show. He was a Toto freak, so this spoke near and dear to my heart. So we wound up at Atlantic City, and there's Robbie sitting in the front row, yo, Kimball, like the whole thing. And Beth goes, that's probably Robbie. And she goes, go up and say hi. I don't want to embarrass myself in case it wasn't him. Turns out it was him, but we met shortly thereafter. He is an amazing singer, but more than that, he's also a wine rep. So if anybody wants to get liquored up tonight, he's the guy to see for Bogle Vineyards. To say he's been like the truest of friends is an understatement. I'm gonna try and not cry. He lost his brother 2 months ago, Brian, who sang on my record also. Brian was 58 years old. And Robbie's here tonight, still here, sort of like picking up the pieces of our lives. And that's part of what tonight's all about. It's me like truly just celebrating making music with people that I love and are near and dear to me. And I absolutely love this guy. He is my true brother. Let's hear it for you're going to be knocked out by this guy, let me tell you, the best singer, Robbie LeBlanc. Good kisser to him.
Hey everybody, listen, it would not be appropriate if we did not also make some noise for the master of ceremonies tonight, the guy who's touched a lot of our lives, Mr. Alan Friedman. You guys put your hands together.
We've got time for like 2 more songs.
Yeah, we've got time for 2 more songs.
No, it's Alan.
from all those close to you. To words of anger still go unspoken. Baby, what can it be? Say, what can you do? Cause I found